Besides all the hype around the Angels of Delusion and New Year's celebration, version 2.6 also added a brand new game mode, Operation Matrix, to Hollow Zero, along with a new sweep ticket currency called Deep Cleaning Service Card that'll allow you to instantly get rewards from old, uncompleted challenges. In addition to new rewards with any Hollow Zero update, this mode adds a new twist on combat that should be fun for a lot of players, now taking along a fourth agent on your run. So let's go over these sweep tickets, how they work, their sources and advice, along with an overview on Operation Matrix. Now, the Deep Cleaning Service Card can be obtained two ways via playing Hollow Zero. The first is from your weekly bounty commission, where you'll get 5 cards from the first weekly objective. The second source is from the Outpost Logistics Shop, where there is 10 available each month, costing 15 Z merits each, 150 for the month's total supply. With these cards, you can quick complete activities, challenges, and rank rewards for the Withered Domain and Arpeggio Fault modes in Hollow Zero. These are some of the oldest activities in the game and use the TV mode as their main vehicle of gameplay. To quickly navigate to where you can use your service cards, open the Rewards Progress menu that is found on the main page of all 3 areas of Hollow Zero: Lost Void, Withered Domain, and Arpeggio Fault. The objectives that can be quick completed will be highlighted with gold text, with an option to directly take you to the specific page to spend these cards. This main progress menu will also reflect the total polychrome available across all these modes, so you can easily identify how much you are missing out on and where to prioritize. Using the service card will autocomplete the selected target and instantly give you its completion rewards. The number of cards required depends on the target. License levels, which is the rewards track specific to the Withered Domain that uses investigation points as its rank up XP, requires 1 card per level. Research progress challenges for Withered Domain use 2 cards per challenge. Withered Domain's zone stages are 3 cards per stage, and Arpeggio Fault is 1 card per stage. As to what to use your service cards on, it really depends on your account and what you find enjoyable to play. Lots of players didn't play Arpeggio Fault because they were fatigued by the old TV mode gameplay system, and it takes a while for each run. So using cards to finish out this old event is a completely valid use. But if you like Arpeggio Fault and were going to play through most of it, then use your cards on something else. Instead of telling you what to spend them on, I'll tell you how to optimally use them. For starters, if you're going to play any of these game modes, do that first and have your fill of fun before you spend your cards. A lot of these challenges are much easier early on, as it's completing runs, discovering certain Resonia and corruptions, and earning XP. The more you play, the harder it will be to get specific items, as you're reliant on RNG and time. So instead of completing run after run to chase down your final dual Resonia, just complete the challenge. Additionally, you want to use your cards on the hardest challenges first. As an example, I've only obtained 10 Hollow Resonia. It makes sense for me to use cards on the Collect 26 Hollow Resonia challenge instead of the lower Collect 13 challenge, as I'll still find and unlock these Resonia on my runs, allowing me to complete the easier challenges. For players that might be newer, casual, or have lower invested characters, auto-completing the Withered Domain zone stages, especially the higher level ones, might be worth it as its game mode requires the use of your characters. And early on in leveling, getting a boost of Intronaut level XP and materials can be useful for reaching certain breakpoints, like the next path to Proxy Commission or modes like Task Force Investigation. On the topic of if you should buy these service cards from the Outpost Logistics Shop each month, again, it depends. Currently, these cards have no other use, so only get them if you have a bunch of challenges you want to complete. It is possible that these cards can be converted to another currency or used to progress Lost Void challenges down the line, but that is a future that may never come. Never invest in what-ifs. Fortunately, the 10 service cards only cost a total of 150 Z merits, roughly 2% of the number of Z merits you can get each month. So if you've already bought everything you wanted and don't mind losing out at around 35,000 dennies, then go for it. These cards represent time saved. How much time and value that is depends on how many objectives you are missing and if you find that game mode fun or not. The other big change is the new game mode Operation Matrix. This mode, unlocked at Intronaut level 40, will be on the main page of the Lost Void menu. To access the other activities, like Task Force Investigation and Perpetrator battles, click the standard tab on the top of the screen. This mode builds off of the familiar ZZZ roguelike formula, but with two main differences. The first is the specialty of the week mechanic, where there will be specific rules that will affect all of your runs for that week. Currently, there are 9 specialties that rotate weekly, going in the order found on the rewards information screen in the bottom left. These specialties will affect the different zones and bosses on your run and your optimal approach to gameplay and challenge completion. The main page will give you the specialty's name and a brief description, with the details toggle providing even more info. Beneath that, you have exclusive supplies, which will be your starting set of Resonia, gear, and cards that are based on the weekly specialty. The second difference is the new auxiliary assist system. Similar to the Bang Boo and Tag Assist system found in Task Force Investigation, during combat you'll charge an ability. Upon use, you'll summon an assist agent, where they'll cast their ultimate and trigger extra effects. As an example, you can select Hugo as your assist agent, where upon using his skill, he'll do a fixed percentage of the enemy's HP as damage, doing bonus damage when the enemy is stunned. For Lighter, he'll do a fixed percentage of daze and apply a 3-second stun duration extension. Currently, there are 10 auxiliary assist agents you can choose from, and agent ownership isn't required. During your run, you'll find new Resonia that are categorized by agent class: attack, rupture, stun, support, and defense, along with general Resonia. Obtain multiple of the same class of Resonia that matches your auxiliary gear, and it will level up, increasing its effects. So if you selected Monato, by obtaining more Rupture Resonium, you'll unlock additional damage buffs for your team, the ability to survive fatal damage, and the ability to use your ultimate without having the required decibels. And like Task Force Investigation, you can find other auxiliary assist gear during your run, so you can have multiple powerful effects going off whenever you use our auxiliary assist. The rest of Operation Matrix behaves like the previous modes. You have several trial agents you can use, some from Season 1 with nearly all of the Season 2 agents, so you don't have to own any limited agents or level up your own to play and earn all the rewards. To increase difficulty and earn more rewards, you have Ether Activity modifiers. The more you add, the more Shadow Crystal data you'll earn on a successful run, thus finishing its rewards track faster, and you'll get some first-time completion rewards. You also have the Rate Up system, where each week 3 agents will be selected, whereby using at least one of them will give you some extra rewards. And you have challenges for using all the trial and auxiliary agents. Not terribly difficult, it's just using them in multiple runs and at high Ether Activity levels. Do note that since Operation Matrix is the new primary mode of Lost Void, it is the one that has the bonus Shadow Crystal data on your first weekly completion to make completing your weekly commission much easier. Task Force Investigation no longer gets this bonus. Now let's go over some tips to get the most out of this update. Number 1, play weekly. Each specialty has a first-time completion reward, and with there being 9 total specialties that rotate weekly, if you miss one, you'll be waiting for quite a while until it comes back around. Number 2, play to the specialty's strengths. Read the modifiers and starting resources before you dive in, so that way you choose the best agents and routes for the job. Depending on the circumstances, some agents will struggle and some challenges will be heavily RNG dependent. As an example, Week 2 specialty of the Bill Comes Due was a boss rush mode. Due to the wide variety of bosses, both new and old, you wanted to select a strong team with a wide coverage or an assist agent like Hugo to fill in the gaps, especially if you're attempting to run at high Ether Activity levels. And since there were only a few opportunities for Resonia, leveling up your auxiliary gear was heavily RNG reliant. In the week this video is going out, the specialty is Compound Interest, which rewards you with a lot of gear coins by visiting lots of shops and not buying anything, hoarding all your gear coins to spend at the very end. You'll be weaker for most of your run, but the payoff is getting to keep refreshing the final shop to buy the Resonium to max level your assist gear and then having an easier final fight. Number 3, mess around with different agents. The great thing about the Lost Void game modes is that you don't have to own or level agents. You can mess around with lots of limited agents to figure out who you might want to pull next for your account for endgame, and who you will skip. Plus, the new auxiliary agent system can further augment team comps. Number 4, complete objectives when they're the easiest to do. There is a lot of bonus upgrade materials in Hollow Zero, but that requires progressing its rewards track and completing certain challenges. The rewards track is easy, as you can get Shadow Crystal data upon each floor clear and at the end of each run. If you want the most data per run, you want to opt for as many Ether Activity modifiers as you can muster, which depending on your team and weekly specialty, can vary. This is mainly helpful for newer or very casual players, as there's nearly 300 ranks on that rewards track, which is a lot of Internet XP, Ether batteries, and Polychrome. For a very simple brute force team, go with Suna, Ye Guang, and Dylan, and Hugo as the assist agent. High damage, fairly easy to play, and Hugo will guarantee chunk damage every 30 seconds or so. For the primary missions that use the trial agents, they can be completed regardless of RNG and the weekly specialty, as they just require 2 successful runs, 1 complete run at Ether Activity level 8 or higher, and obtaining or upgrading their Tactical Prism program 6 times, which can be quickly done by starting a run, selecting their program, exiting, rinse, and repeat. The auxiliary missions are the ones to work on, as their hardest challenge is getting an assist agent's gear to level 4, meaning obtaining all 6 of the Resonia that match the assist agent's class. In the Bill Comes Due specialty, that is extremely difficult since you have a small selection of Resonia after each room, 1 shop at the end, and a small amount of gear coins. In this week's Compound Interest specialty, by visiting lots of shops and hoarding all your gear coins until the end, you'll have tens of thousands of coins, allowing you to keep refreshing the final shop until you purchase all the necessary Resonia. So if you see this video the week it goes live, try to complete all the auxiliary missions that require level 4 gear. Then you can casually complete all other challenges at any time without requiring RNG. With that, I wish you the best of luck in Operation Matrix. Personally, I think it's a super fun iteration of the roguelike mode, and adds a bunch more replay value since you have new specialties that'll keep things fresh each week. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments, and what you will be using your service cards on. And remember to like this video if you found it useful, and subscribe if you want to see more ZZZ content. As always, I'm your Commander Pika. Be kind, have fun, and I'll see you on the battlefield.